on, guys? I'm Megaton as always, and welcome back to another video. You guys don't know this about me, but I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan, and I've always been interested in posting Monster Hunter World, but I've never had the actual time to actually record this. But what I'm actually going to show you guys is actually some awesome armors that you guys can actually use to fight any Elder Dragons. So, just real quick, if you guys are not so far into the game, this is going to be for future reference for other players and stuff, because even myself, I don't know if you guys saw my actual skin, and that's actually the Teostra beta set armor. But the only difference is, guys, is that a lot of players that are already starting to buy the game and get into the game and get into the DLC, they're not there yet. They don't have the armors that I do. They don't have... honestly, even myself, I already have... I think I'm HR 134, and even myself, I don't have a lot of the decorations that a lot of other players actually have. But if you guys actually want to... If you guys actually want to have more Monster Hunter gameplay commentary like this, you know, leave a comment in the comment section if you guys want to see this again. Any other questions that you guys might have as far as what armor sets you can actually build. But I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite armor sets that I actually have. And these are complete sets. You know, I normally don't like mix and matching armors, which a lot of, you know, I wouldn't say YouTubers, but a lot of other players that play Monster Hunter usually do. So let me show you guys what I have on right now. So right now I have the... Let me show you guys real quick before we actually... Okay, so I'm actually wearing right now, I'm wearing the Kaiser Crown, the Kaiser armor. So this is technically the Teostra beta set, like I said. So now, real quickly, what I normally check, guys, is I always check if I want to make a full set, and I say, okay, what are the strengths of this specific armor? What does it give you? So for right now, just ignore the actual charm itself, because I have a power charm and I actually need a Teostra gem for that. But it'll actually give me, with the complete beta set, it'll actually give me Latin power all the way up to level 3. But then if I actually get the charm for it, which is an additional one that I can actually make, which I could actually show you guys. Go ahead and show you guys at the actual smithy. It's very cool, guys. Like I actually look at the actual armor sets themselves and see what I can work with, if that makes any sense. But I'm gonna show you guys this actual armor, and then I'm gonna show you guys another armor that I actually have set up myself. And yeah, of course, you know, these are just recommendations that I've done, that I had and stuff, and that I always use against tempered monsters and stuff. The armor, I can still, it's okay. The Teostra beta set armor that I have, it's already augmented. I just ran out of time. I actually ran out of like actual armor spheres and stuff like that, and I don't have the actual armor spheres to make my armor at least to level 80, if you will. So yeah, I need a Teostra gem, which is probably, you know, not that rare for me to get. I mean, not that difficult, but let me just show you guys. If you guys were to forge this armor, let me just show you guys. Because if you guys actually look, I have almost every single armor in the game. I have the Dante armor set. I have both the Kobe Taroth Alpha and Beta set. The reason why I got both of them, guys, is because I mixed and matched, and I'll show you guys in a future video. And see, I even had the Devil Joe. I defeated a tempered Devil Joe like 6 times. Cut off the tail and stuff like that. I got the commission just because I really like it. I like using it because it gives you an extra carve. And if you guys actually work with the actual sets that I'm about to explain, you guys can actually create one badass, kick-ass Monster Hunter slaying armor set. So, ooh, I unlocked the guild cross. Awesome. Okay, perfect. So I have something to work on now. No, okay. So if you guys notice, I have almost every single. The Xenojiva, I really didn't like the alpha. I mean the beta set. I actually ended up liking the alpha set even better. I don't know why. I just did. I have both Kirin sets, and I actually have the Valkazak beta set. the reason why I get this one is because it doesn't have any slots, guys. It doesn't have any slots. You know, it has very few compared to the actual slot themselves for the beta set. Let me just show you guys what I actually mean by mix and by actually working with the armor's actual strengths. So, if you were to get this actual armor, guys, this is what the armor actually gives you. Okay, so it actually gives you Teostra technique. You gotta have at least three pieces of the Teostra. It can be the alpha or beta set for either piece. It can be the crown, it can be the helm, it can be the greaves, it can be the the coil, it can be anything. But something that I actually look at whenever I look at a set, the first thing I look for is, okay, what does each set give you, and how. Let's say, as an example, if you guys wanted to get the Death Stench, which is one that I probably should get, but whatever. Okay, so it gives you focus, it gives you Dragon Attack, Handicraft, which is one of my favorite sets, one of my favorite skills in the entire game. Why? Because it gives you an additional plus 20, and if you actually make the actual charm itself, you actually have a plus 50 weapon sharpness, which gives you, it's a huge advantage. You guys don't have to sharpen as much, and you can actually cut off tails much more easier. With the the chance of a weapon having to deflect is very slim over time. It has Fortify, Resuscitate, but basically what I do, guys, is I go through each one of these and I say, okay, which one for me is my playstyle? You guys got to find a playstyle that suits you guys. And something that I recommend is, if you guys want to go more as an attack, build something more as an attack, like build this beta set. And as an example, let's say you guys actually have three. If you guys have additional 3 Dragon Attack gems or decorations, so go through here and start noticing that, okay, so I can actually fit 3 there, right away, and then it'll actually give you a very strong Dragon Attack over time, as you start building the class or building the actual armor itself. It'll actually give you much more Dragon Attack. It'll give you a plus 10 affinity and an additional plus 100. But see, that's what I'm talking about, guys. Like, the armor that I have right now, the actual set, the Kaiser itself, I work around with what the armor actually is and what strengths it has. So, as an example, let me give you guys a quick one. Okay, I recently just got the Power Charm, but before that, I actually had the Master's Charm, which, if you guys can see real quick, so let me show you. So, okay, so it actually gives me critical eye. It gives me critical eye 3. Okay, but then I had an additional 2 decorations of critical eye, which I put onto the gloves and then the greaves. So I ended up putting those together and stuff, and actually gave me 4 and 5. So up to level 5 affinity. So I have plus 20 affinity, plus any additional for Latin power, and then. Obviously, you hit a critical area in the monster, you don't lose any sharpness during critical hits, so that's freaking awesome to use. Special ammo boost, if you decide to use a bow, I mean, it has that Dragon Piercer, I'm not much more of a, I really don't like, it's not that I don't like using the bow, I recommend, for myself, my playstyle, whatever playstyle you guys might have, you guys could actually even switch this up. The reason why I have the Teostra longsword is because of the blast weapon and its sharpness, which is pretty cool. Like, it does a lot of damage over time and stuff. And before that, before I had the Master's Charm, I actually had the Attack Charm. And then I had, one of the things, guys, is that a lot of the decorations that you guys might have, I may not have. And the decorations that I have, you guys might not have. So you guys gotta find something that suits that. Like, as an example, for me, I like, I'm like, okay, so let me do, I'll add an additional tenderizer slot for weakness exploit. If you actually have the whole set, the beta set, it'll actually only give you 1 weakness exploit, which a lot of people who use this armor to cut off tails and things like that mostly use it. I don't know. Weakness exploit is mostly used for hammers. But the reason why I use it too is because it weapon loss over time. If I hit a critical hit, I mean, I really had to and stuff. And then it'll give you the actual armor itself will actually give me blast 2. So I ended up putting a blast jewel that I actually got from one of the drops when I fought. I think it was a tempered Huron, I believe. And actually that's one of the drops that it gave me, and it gave me a decoration. I was like, okay, let me slap it on there. Sheathing, so I can sheath my weapon a lot quicker. So I had all these, the expert jewels, and I was like, okay, well that's pretty cool, you know. But sheathing, if you can put away your weapon pretty quickly, I mean even slightly, it's pretty awesome, guys. You know, it'll give you that much stuff, and it'll give you much more of an advantage. And let me show you guys another one real quick. This is another one of my favorites that I have, and if you guys notice, I have so many sets. But these are just, like I said, these are betas. These are actually the alpha set. These are the sets, the whole sets. You know what you can work with. You know, so on and so forth. By far, I would say my favorite defense armor that I have is the Oregon or the Ragan. My defense, if you notice on the lower right hand corner, 476, guys, and that's because I don't actually have, and my phone just. And the reason, real quickly too, is the reason why the actual armor itself is really good is because I actually got a defense charm for it. But just because I have a defense charm doesn't mean, you have to slap it on there. The reason why is because I got the actual alpha set, and it had, I think, it had actually defense boost 4, I believe. And over time, it actually made much more bigger sense to actually make a defensive armor set. And at the time, I was fighting. I was barely getting introduced to Teostra, getting introduced to Koshela de Ora, and so on and so forth. But just because you have that doesn't mean you have to use the actual weapon itself, the actual charms that I have and stuff. But look at, and actually, stuff that I gemmed out. It's more for you guys to actually see and notice the actual armor that I have, because I mean, come on, guys. Defense boost 7, just gives you that. It gives you guys that extra defense that you actually need. All elemental resistance plus 3 and defense of 35. Which is freaking awesome if you can actually withstand hits from monster from certain elder dragons and stuff like that. I actually ended up jamming out, and yeah, you guys can actually see from the helm, the chest plate, and then the actual gloves or So stun resistance. I don't like getting stunned by monsters. I don't like being dizzy and stuff. And I usually see whenever I'm on, joining other guys on some other players on SOS players. I see them get stunned, so I don't know. My instinct is if they're dizzy, I run with my hammer or my longsword and I just hit them and roll back, and we're on our way and stuff. I don't like seeing other players faint. Thunder resistance. This is actually an armor that I actually used against the Huron, and it was very good. The only thing is, guys, is that if you guys want to, if you guys really want to switch things out, and I'll show you guys in a bit. Heartbreaker 3, this in itself, you can easily break or sever parts easily from monsters and stuff. Guard, if I wanted to use a gun lance or a lance, it's awesome. That's, I believe, from my weapon that actually put the slugger on there. I don't even know why, but but yeah, let me show you guys the actual decorations for that armor now. I don't want to keep it too long for you guys. So there you go. So I just have steadfast, which is basically prevents stun. Got 3 of those, and then I got 3 defense jewels, and then the KO jewel. And honestly, like I said before, you guys can actually, if you guys thinking about getting an armor like this, I actually recommend it a lot. It's actually my favorite armor. The only bad thing about it is that it's very weak against. I mean, it's pretty weak against dragon, but you guys can actually gem that out and stuff, and swap out some of the defense charms and get yourself some dragon resistance or something like that. But yeah, you could actually do something like weakness exploit or something, because I have quite a few and stuff. Divine blessing, and one of the most underrated skills, guys, that you guys can actually have earplugs. Earplugs are the most. Well, I mean, earplugs are probably the most underrated, but actually, Divine Blessing. You know, it's one of those skills that if you're new to the game or you want to get used to Monster Hunter and you know the style of ways you play of playing it. I strongly recommend Divine Blessing. You know, when I slayed my first Elder Dragon, I believe I was still using the Legiana armor set, and it has Divine Blessing. And honestly, it really helped me out a lot through it. I fought Nergigante for the first time. Didn't faint with his one-hit KO John Cena over the top move that hits everything that it moves. But yeah, it's one of those skill sets that I recommend, Divine Blessing. And another one real quick that I probably will cover in another video is I'm gonna cover a class in the next video, guys, that if you guys want to see, you know, what is another good an actual good not armor, but a good thing to have for, you know, the certain kind of armor that you have, the certain skill that it has. I strongly recommend that. I recommend you guys grinding out the game and getting the most of it. Capcom has done, at least in my opinion, has done a tremendous job of playing, of providing players the right type of gameplay and atmosphere. For I really did not like the fact that that Monster Hunter has, you know, I don't know, like, I guess the flash pods themselves, when you're fighting Elder Dragons, you only have, I think, 3 flash pods or 2 flash pods before it becomes immune to it, which is pretty cool. Okay, I get it, but before that, other players were not, you know, I don't know, they went through the game without, you know, with using infinite amount of flash pods, without, you know, having it fall and, you know, easy to wail on and hit. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please leave a like, guys, and comment in the comment section below, and let me know if you guys want to see more Monster Hunter and more of my sets that I actually have, because I have quite a few that, you know, you guys were going to probably be very interested in. You know, I have like health regen, and I have a lot of cool other plans that I want to show you guys. I wish I can show you guys, if anything, if you guys want to see some gameplay of some of these armors, which I probably will do in the future videos, just let me know. And if you guys need help with any Elder Dragons, I do play on the Xbox One. As a matter of fact, I play on the Xbox One, and I mean, you know, if you guys need some help, send me a message, you know, in the DMs, you know, comment section. Give me your gamer tag, and I'll add you guys, you know, and we can go on some slaying quests together, and we can go from there. All right, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Melvin, you're supposed to say bye. Don't be rude.